Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Y&R Trends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Holden notifies Audra that Kane has secured a date with Lily. In this episode of The Young and the Restless, Thursday, December 11, 2025, Audra intensifies her grudge against Claire in spite of Holden's foreboding warning. Sharon presses Sienna about her genuine feelings for Noah, and Kane persuades a reluctant Lily to allow him to be her +1 at the Abbott Communications launch party. Devin and Lily stop by the cafe for coffee. As they joke about, Lily invites Devin to join her at the Abbott Communications launch party. Devin may visit Abby later if she wants to, but he doesn't want to attend the launch party. Lily believes she will put on a playful vintage outfit and grin at her favorite people. When she has no other option, she can tolerate annoying situations. While she is speaking, Kane enters and approaches their table to greet them. Devin says he has to go to work and walks out of the coffee shop. Kane is asked by Lily why he is staying around. Does he consider them to be friends? Kane sits down. He's curious as to why Devin wished her luck. Lily declares that she will attend the launch party for Abbott Communications. This will be tiresome and dull. Kane smiles. Not if we accompany each other. Lily is unwilling to even join him at the table. Why would she want to accompany him to the party? Since he owns the venue, he may simply crash it. Kane gives a shrug. He is reluctant to interrupt the celebration. His goal is for Abbott Communications to overtake Newman Media and achieve great success. Lily chuckles. Is he now courteous and friendly to Billy? Tying himself to Phyllis isn't helping him, and his act of humility is just as phony as his bogus French name. Kane claims that he is no longer connected to Phyllis. Lily is taken aback. Are you done having sleepovers with Phyllis? Kane claims that Phyllis will never be a part of his future. He received confirmation that Phyllis had stolen his program, but she never acknowledged it. He requests that Lily bring him along to the celebration. He wishes to accompany her to the celebration, and he wants her to be happy that he did. Lily doesn't think they would enjoy themselves at a business function that neither of them is interested in. When she attends the gathering, Kane inquires about her plans. Smiling at folks she doesn't want to see while drinking by herself? In any case, why is she leaving? Lily claims that she is attending since it is required of her. Kane believes she has lost her sense of enjoyment. She had the most lovely laugh and she used to laugh a lot. He begs her to give him a chance because he wants to go back in time. At last, Lily concedes and says it's okay if he wants to be her +1. Kane smiles. He hopes she's excited about the evening. He will fun her up. Lily informs him that the theme of the party is the 1950s. Kane lets out a sigh. It's a date, so he'll agree. It's not a date, according to Lily. All they will do is go to the party together. She believes that people will be discussing them in whispers behind their glasses. Perhaps tonight will be enjoyable after all. Audra from the Genoa City Athletic Club (GCAC) approaches Noah and apologizes after learning of his accident. Nick says they should go, but Noah wonders how she's doing and thanks her for her concern. Audra asks how long he is in town and says she's doing great. They have to go since they are busy, Nick says. Audra grinned. It's good to see Noah and I hope they will cross paths again. She returns to her dining room table. Nick inquires about Noah's well-being. He hasn't seen Audra in a long time. He's curious about Noah and Sienna's relationship. Noah claims to have strong affections for Sienna. But why is that important? Nick believes Sienna has a hard edge. Noah claims that having Sienna in his life makes him happy, and they must concentrate on Matt. They must prevent him from winning. Nick concurs. They refuse to let him prevail. Taking a sip of her tea, Sienna assures Sharon that it will ease her anxiety. She inquires as to whether Sharon has ever become accustomed to Victor probing her soul. You grow used to it, according to Sharon, if you have nothing to conceal. She admits to Sienna that she didn't know who she was getting married to, but it was always Matt Clark. Sienna says she's glad he feels that way. When Matt drugged them and locked them up, she did require rescue. Sharon informs her about Victor and Nick's strategy to ensure Matt never harms anyone in the future. Sienna is aware of the Newmans' influence, but Mitch has his own set of rules. Sienna claims to be tough and to have handled Mitch's personality. She claims that Noah wasn't being used. That makes Sharon pleased, but she wants to talk openly about Sienna's future with Noah. She claims that although Noah is intelligent, imaginative, and has learned to be kind and encouraging, he feels compelled to save others. Sharon believes Matt won't give up. He is violent and unrelenting, and he will pursue Noah and Sienna. She believes Matt was always planning to hurt the Newmans. She claims that Noah was using his business and girlfriend to support himself in London. Sienna claims that Noah was no longer content with Allie, and since Allie never took a plane to Los Angeles, she must have felt the same way. Sharon gives a nod. She is not passing judgment on Sienna. She is curious about Sienna's feelings for Noah. Though she never intended to, Sienna acknowledges that she is. Sharon claims that it worries her to think that a lady like Sienna could be in love with her son. A great deal. She worries about Noah's safety, well-being, and heart because she believes he is in over his head. Matt is a risky individual. Unaware of what Sharon wants her to say, Sienna believes that Mitch intended to harm Noah and that she is solely to blame. Sharon gives a headshake. It was all Matt's fault, not Sienna's. Noah will obstruct Matt's pursuit of Sienna. Sienna leaps when she hears a knock on the door. Sharon invites Claire inside. They take a seat on the couch. Claire claims to have heard that Audra Charles, formerly Audra Cortez, stole a wallet from a creep at Sienna's club. The wallet contained a check that Audra cashed and handed Holden a portion in exchange for his silence. Claire believes there is more to the story. What actually took place? Sometimes it's better to keep quiet and avoid trouble, according to Sienna. She doesn't think Claire is a troublemaker. Claire claims that she dislikes surprises, but Audra Cortez has given her far too many. Sharon allows Claire to speak with Sienna when she indicates she's there to do so. Claire wants to discuss Holden. Audra Charles as well. They take a seat on the couch. Claire claims to have heard that Audra Charles, formerly Audra Cortez, stole a wallet from a creep at Sienna's club. The wallet contained a check that Audra cashed and handed Holden a portion in exchange for his silence. Claire believes there is more to the story. What actually took place? Sometimes it's better to keep quiet and avoid trouble, according to Sienna. She doesn't think Claire is a troublemaker. Claire claims that she dislikes surprises, but Audra Cortez has given her far too many. Sienna gives a nod. She claims that when Kyle entered her club, Audra's name was mentioned, but Kyle was worried about her. But Holden was. What's the deal? Claire thinks she must find out what Audra did. Sienna claims that although Audra did steal the check and give part to Holden, she has always thought that there was a more serious incident involving them. She wishes she had more details to share with her. CBS Claire questions what is preventing her. Before Sienna can respond, Nick and Noah enter the house. Noah is curious about what they are discussing. Claire recently stopped by to see how she was doing, according to Sienna. She doesn't know how long she will be in town, but she assures Claire that they will speak later. Noah claims that Sienna won't be leaving anytime soon since things need time to calm down. Claire grinned. This family can be fiercely protective. She excuses herself by saying she has to go to a party. She goes out of the house. Noah wants to know what they discussed. Sienna claims that they recently discussed LA and the shadow room. Nothing significant. Sienna must remain there until Matt is no longer a threat, according to Noah. That doesn't seem plausible to Sienna. The more she considers it, the more it makes sense for her to get out of Genoa City as quickly as possible. The dining room at GCSE. Holden walks into the club and goes up to Audra at the bar. When the launch party is downstairs, he queries why she is there. When people pass by to go the party downstairs, doesn't she feel ashamed? Audra believes Holden is being impolite. He is clearly there to torture her while she is in pain. Why is she behaving as though he is the enemy? Holden wonders. He doesn't want to watch her struggle because of their past. Audra inquires as to why he did nothing except watch Claire smash her throat. She appears to be breathing normally, according to Holden. He tells Audra to quit fighting with Claire since he is rooting for her. Audra claims that although she was invited to the launch, she won't go since Sally, her best friend, should be the focus of the evening. Holden claims that he must know. Why is her hatred of Claire Newman so intense? Despite the fact that Claire attempted to kill her entire family, Audra finds it difficult to accept that Claire is suddenly perfect to her entire family. The cherry on top of that spoilt brat cake is Holden. Holden claims that Audra knew several wealthy, Pampered ladies while living in London and Los Angeles. Audra claims that those wealthy, pampered women never made fun of her good fortune. Here in town, though, Claire did. Holden claims that Audra seems envious of not being the big fish in the community. Audra claims to be more intelligent and resilient than Claire. Who supports her? Holden claims to support her. He believes that she must figure out how to get along with Claire. Audra gives a head shake. There is nothing Holden or anyone else can do to stop her from defeating Claire. Holden gives a shrug. Don't be so certain about that. Holden always takes the simple route, according to Audra. He went from serving drinks to doing everything Damien asked of him. He returned to work for the man who had killed his best buddy. Now what will he do? Make the world aware of her wrongdoings? Holden claims that her actions went much beyond a simple misdeed. Holden is reminded by Audra that he was standing next to her. He falls too if he smashes her. He likes empty threats, not her. Holden gives a shrug. Since their last conversation, things have changed. His Audra problem has been resolved, and she won't take him down with her. He cannot change the past, according to Audra, and entertaining Claire in Los Angeles does not shield him from Newman. Although Claire has given him the impression that he is untouchable, she will eventually grow weary of him. Holden is close to power, but Claire will choose someone with authority. Holden claims Audra overestimates herself and underestimates him. Audra disagrees. She never made it this far by pretending to be cuddly like Claire Bear, or by being weak and powerless. Audra won't allow Claire to pursue her again, since she has a murderous instinct. Holden cautions her that if she messes with Claire, she will also have to mess with him. Holden watched Audra tense up at his words, her hands gripping her glass a little too tightly. Despite his calm tone, the air between them was charged, thick with unspoken memories and unfinished business. Audra, he said softly, I know you think you're untouchable right now, but even the cleverest plans have cracks. Claire may frustrate you, but if you're not careful, she'll slip past every defense you set. Audra's eyes narrowed, and a small smirk tugged at the corner of her lips. You always like to act like you know better, Holden. But here's the truth. I've survived far more dangerous people than Claire, and I've never needed saving. Holden gave a slow nod, acknowledging her words without agreeing. Survival isn't everything, Audra. There's more than brute strength at play here. It's timing, influence, perception. You can't control how the city sees you, and you certainly can't control how people act around Claire. Audra leaned back, tilting her head, her dark eyes glinting with both defiance and amusement. Holden, I didn't climb to where I am by worrying about perception. I got here by taking risks, by acting when others hesitated. Claire is no exception. She's been pampered, protected, and adored until now. And I intend to make her pay for every second of that false perfection. Holden sighed, rubbing the bridge of his nose. And what about me? Every time you bring her down, you're dragging people into the crossfire. Are you ready to risk that? Audra's smirk deepened, tempered by a spark of genuine curiosity. You mean yourself? I suppose I've already weighed that. And you, Holden, you won't get in my way. You never have. Meanwhile, downstairs at the Abbott Communications launch party, Kane and Lily arrived together, creating a subtle stir as they entered the glittering ballroom. Guests whispered behind champagne glasses, taking in Lily's playful vintage-inspired ensemble, and Kane's confident, tailored presence. Kane leaned toward her as they approached the bar, his voice a teasing murmur. See? I told you it wouldn't be boring. Lily smiled reluctantly, adjusting the vintage pearls around her neck. I'll admit, it's less torturous than I expected, but only because you promised not to talk business the entire night. Kane chuckled. I can be persuasive in other ways too. They moved through the crowd, exchanging polite hellos and nods. Lily's smile became more genuine as she saw familiar faces, and Kane's presence seemed to ease her usual wariness at such formal events. You're doing great, he whispered. Just relax. Pretend it's a dance, not a boardroom battle. Lily laughed softly, letting herself enjoy the night just a fraction more than she anticipated. Fine. But you owe me if someone spills champagne on this outfit, she quipped. Kane grinned, taking her hand briefly. Deal. And I promise no spilling. Back at GCC, Noah and Nick were engaged in their own tense conversation with Audra, who was sitting stiffly at the dining room table. I still don't understand your fixation on Claire, Holden pressed. You can't let old grudges dictate every move you make. Audra's voice was sharp but measured. It's not just a grudge. It's justice. Claire thinks she can waltz through life untouchable, and I intend to remind her she's not. Noah leaned forward, a note of exasperation in his tone. But you're ignoring the bigger threat, Audra. Matt Mitch. He's not waiting for anyone to settle scores. He's a dangerous man, and every move you make could put people at risk, including you. Audra's jaw tightened. I know what I'm doing, Noah. Believe me, I've never been more careful. I don't take reckless risks. This is calculated. Holden raised an eyebrow. Calculated, sure. But have you considered that your version of calculated might not align with reality? Claire's not the only player in Genoa City, and the people around her have far more influence than you realize. Sienna, meanwhile, sat with Sharon, reflecting on the weight of the recent days. I can't help feeling trapped, Sienna admitted, swirling the tea in her cup. Matt's shadow lingers over every decision. Even when I try to focus on Noah, it's there. This fear that he'll strike again, that nothing will ever be truly safe. Sharon's expression softened. You've endured so much, Sienna. But you're stronger than you think. And Noah isn't blind to the danger. He's protective because he cares. You don't have to carry all this alone. Sienna nodded, appreciating the reassurance. I know, but sometimes I wonder if my past will always define me. Matt, he's relentless. And I feel like my future is constantly on hold. Sharon reached across the table, placing a comforting hand on hers. It's understandable to feel that way. But your future is yours, not Matt's. Every decision you make is a step toward freedom. Don't let fear dictate your life. As the conversation turned back to Claire and Audra, tensions were palpable. Claire had returned briefly, her presence commanding yet cautiously curious. So what did we miss? She asked, settling onto the couch with a calculated grace. Audra's eyes flashed, though she kept her composure. Just discussing old business, Claire. But don't worry, it's nothing you'd enjoy. Claire's lips curved into a faint, knowing smile. I see. You always did enjoy making everything a little dramatic. Sienna shifted in her seat, subtly signaling that she wished for the conversation to stay civil. We're just trying to understand the full story. Audra, what really happened with the check and Holden? Audra's gaze was unwavering. You really think telling every detail will change anything? Sometimes silence is more powerful than explanation. Holden, sensing the tension, interjected gently. Audra, listen. I've got your back as I always have. But this obsession with Claire, it's clouding your judgment. One wrong move, and it won't just be Claire who's affected. Audra shook her head slowly. I appreciate your concern, Holden, but you underestimate me. I've survived worse than Claire. And as for my past, it doesn't define my future. I'll make sure of that. Holden exhaled, realizing that reasoning with her tonight was unlikely. All right, he said finally. But remember, even the strongest strategy can fail if you overlook the simplest factors. Keep your eyes open. Meanwhile, at the Abbott Communications party, Kane and Lily had settled near a quieter corner, giving them space to talk without the constant buzz of guests. Kane's tone softened, revealing a side rarely seen by the public. Lily, I know you've had your fair share of struggles with work, relationships, everything. But tonight I want you to have fun. No obligations, no pretending. Just laughter, music, a little escape. Lily's expression softened, touched by the sincerity. I appreciate that, Kane. It's been hard to enjoy anything lately without thinking about all the responsibilities waiting for me. But tonight maybe I can. Kane raised his glass. To enjoyment, even if it's just for one night. They clinked glasses, the tension easing for a brief, shimmering moment in the midst of Genoa City's chaos. Upstairs, Sienna excused herself to take a moment alone, her mind racing with thoughts of Noah, Matt, and the precariousness of their current lives. She moved toward the balcony, feeling the cool night air against her face. I can't let fear control me, she whispered to herself. I need to be smart, to be cautious, but I also need to live. The city stretched out below her, lights twinkling like scattered diamonds. For a fleeting moment, she allowed herself a sense of hope. Maybe, just maybe, there was a path forward where she and Noah could build something real, something lasting, free from the shadows of past dangers. Back at Jealousy, Holden lingered near Audra, sensing her simmering frustration. "You're underestimating what it takes to navigate Genoa City," he said quietly. "It's not just about strength or intelligence. It's strategy, alliances, timing. You can't rely on instinct alone." Audra's eyes narrowed slightly, though there was a flicker of contemplation. "I know that, Holden. But instinct has kept me alive so far, hasn't it?" Holden gave a small, resigned smile. "It has. But survival alone isn't enough. You want more than just to exist, you want to dominate. And to do that, you need to think 3 moves ahead. Not just react." Audra considered his words, realizing the subtle wisdom in them, even as her resolve remained unbroken. As the evening wore on, the threads of Genoa City's tangled relationships wove ever tighter. At Abbott Communications, Kane and Lily navigated the social intricacies of the launch, sharing laughter, exchanging knowing glances, and quietly building a bond stronger than either had anticipated. Meanwhile at GCAC, Holden and Audra faced the delicate dance of power, loyalty, and lingering grudges, each weighing their next move in a city where every alliance could shift in an instant. And through it all, Sienna and Noah remained vigilant, their love tested by past traumas, present threats, and the ever-present shadow of Matt Clark, Mitch Bacall. The night was far from over, and the battles of influence, affection, and ambition in Genoa City had only just begun. Choices would be made, secrets revealed, and loyalties tested. And as always in this city, the stakes were never just high, they were life-altering.